The question is, why is energy work so important for healers, coaches, teachers, and sensitive people?
So, healers, teachers, and coaches often tend to actually be sensitives, but for anyone who falls into those categories or just a sensitive human, one reason that energy work, energy work is so important is because you might actually be receiving so much sensory input and information and energetic information that is below your conscious awareness that an adaptive mechanism that you've developed might be to really absorb it, to heal it, to fix it, and you're not even realizing it. And so teachers, healers, coaches are in conscious space holding roles where they are actively serving people and often sensitive, and just sensitives in general with the people in their life and the world around them are often absorbing and taking on so much energy. And this can lead to feeling frazzled. It can lead to burnout. It can lead to actual physical fatigue and physical ailments. And it also can just lead to things like feeling like a lack of clarity, confusion, and just kind of not necessarily knowing that it's not yours. That's why you're feeling that way. So that's one reason, and it's really important.
Yeah, and the other thing that's so cool about it is that when you start to really work energy tools and have language around it and you are intentional about it, some of the things that in the past created stress, overwhelm, and a lot of efforting, you start to realize that if you get yourself into energetic alignment and you set the tone of the space that you're holding, you can come out of hyperactive healing. Because a lot of people who are healers, therapists, breathwork teachers, meditation teachers, yoga teachers, we have a tendency to want to heal everybody. That's what we want to do. We're on a mission. But when we start to recognize that it's not actually us that does the most healing, what does the most healing is safe containers for people to be able to release and refill and heal their own energy. So suddenly you move out of being somebody that's responsible for everybody and responsible for people's evolution, and you move into a space of being an authentic space holder where everybody is safe, including you. So you don't have to carry it around. And I think a lot of times, I know for me on my journey, I am very motivated to hold healing containers. I'm very motivated to create safe spaces for people. But because I didn't know how to create safety for myself, I would get into those situations and kind of sponge up other people's stuff. And it made it so I didn't have as much clarity. I didn't have as much capacity. I definitely couldn't say yes to as many things as I wanted to say yes to. And I had to start recognizing that if I could set a really safe, energetic container and set myself up energetically, that was doing like most of the work. And then I get to pepper in my creativity and have fun with it, but I don't have to hold, heal, transform other people's energy inside of my own body. And that has been a huge shift for me.
And so it's almost like there's multiple levels or layers of this. So one, it's like almost like a self-care practice for yourself, where it's creating sustainability and health, and sort of like the oxygen mask theory, where you're really learning to manage and take care of your space. And just like you might, if you're someone who deals with like a lot of client emails or whatever, and you want to ideally have a time when you set a stop so that you're not checking and responding to emails until all times at night, you also want to be able to energetically separate from the energy, the emotions, the experience, and the problems of the people that you're serving for yourself. But then you're also creating the space for people to own more of their own. It's really empowering them to own more of their own healing journey as well. And there's lots of ways to set a space as well and to create safe containers, but creating a grounded, energetic space where you're owning your own energy, you have consciously set the energy, and then it's allowing people to tap in at their own entry point is it's almost like it's like a really big invitation and a deeper layer of that.
Beautiful. I think that there is this, like, I've encountered many people who have gone through big trainings. They've taken on hours and hours of yoga teacher training. They've taken on years of any kind of training. And in these huge trainings, which I've been a part of, you've also been a part of, there's never been any conversation around the energetic component. And that's really what we're doing. We're like, let's add this into the conversation of how our energy holds us, how being able to name it, being able to recognize it, and have really simple, beautiful support for ourselves in the work that we do, how that creates another level of safety within the containers, another layer of safety for the practitioner, for the healer, for the therapist, and also for the person who is coming to them to have the experience.
Absolutely. And a lot of sensitives and sensitives who are drawn into these healing roles, like I know this was true for myself as an elementary school teacher for a long time, then also as a yoga teacher, as a health coach, and just my role in my family system. Like I thought it was my duty to heal everyone around me. And that is that's a big journey. It's a big responsibility that isn't actually, and I think a lot of healers and sensitives can identify with that. And it's not actually your responsibility to do that, and actually learning how to just bring your energy back to yourself, to not, you might be unconsciously giving it away or healing other people's energy, partly because you feel a responsibility, partly because it makes you feel safe, partly because you're so probably wildly capable of it. But it's learning to bring your energy, have your energy for yourself, and then being able to create and live from that space as well.
And it's so beautiful to see when you align with somebody who's working that just being next to them, in the same way that there's that like article that just came out about science now has proven that energy is, you can pick up other people's energy, you can sit next to somebody and pick up other people's energy, you can send energy to people. When you get with somebody that understands that, and or when you start to cultivate tools that help you name it and see it, you're already starting to liberate yourself from that experience of feeling like you're totally responsible for the healing of everybody that you encounter, or even the world for some of us.